Hey everybody, what's up? It's Friday, December 4th, 2020. I'm Ted. Thanks for joining me. You got San Francisco today issuing a stay at home mandate, as well as the CDC wanting us to wear masks indoors at all times unless you're at home. Anyway, would you be willing to get a COVID vaccine in exchange for $1,500 stimulus check? This is what we just talked about a couple days ago with businesses talking to the lawyers about would it be legal to mandate employees to get the vaccine. Americans are eager for one more stimulus check. While the U.S. government is working to get a COVID-19 vaccination to the American public. Now, one proposal aims to help both sides by providing stimulus checks in exchange for getting the vaccine. The goal is to reach 75% vaccination rate faster, which could save both lives and the U.S. economy, according to this article. They want you to, like I said, first they're going to trick you and tell you, we'll give you this $1,500 if you take the vaccine. Instead of how it was last time when we all got the $1,200 checks, or the people that got the $1,200 checks got the $1,200 checks. They're not going to give you money. They're not going to get a stimulus check unless you take the vaccine. So even if you're struggling and you can't pay your bills, which as we know, a bunch of these programs that people are on right now and run out at the end of the year. So regardless of how bad you're doing economically because of this, if you don't do what we need you to do, you don't get the money. And the problem with that is you got the chairman of Pfizer CEO coming out saying, we're not sure if someone can transmit the virus after vaccination. So, first of all, I have a couple questions. That's crazy. What's the whole point of a vaccination? The whole point of the vaccination is to stop transmission. Why the hell would I take your vaccination if it's not going to stop the transmission anyway? You're not even sure if it stops the transmission. And then it begs the question, why is it so important to these people for us to get vaccinated? Why are they pushing it so hard that they're willing to give you $1,500 checks for it? But what it really, it's coming to the whole thing, like I say, this is going to be Nazi America. They're going to make it impossible for you to have a normal life in society without having the paperwork that says that you've been vaccinated. So this check, don't forget, is also, just like the last time around, the stimulus checks were tied to your Social Security and your tax return. So now if you say no, they automatically have your Social Security number. And when you go to apply for jobs, they know whether you've been vaccinated or not. Whether you say you have, whether you have the paperwork, it doesn't matter because they have your Social Security that says you haven't. Because if you did, you would have gotten this money through your Social Security number, through the IRS to get the vaccination. And without that paperwork, which is Nazi America, we already have it where you can't get on planes without it. We have checkpoints in states. Now they're pushing a $1,500 check to make you take this. Okay? This article right here, I'm talking about Nazi America, and look at this. Over Thanksgiving in Vermont, the governor of Vermont instructed schools to interrogate children about Thanksgiving gatherings because they were talking about parents breaking the COVID restriction rules. Okay, just before Thanksgiving, the governor of Vermont hopped on Twitter and started by shaming and guilt-tripping anyone who dared to celebrate Thanksgiving with family. He continued, and this is part of his tweet, I guess, unfortunately, we know some will still get together and schools have to ask for help. So the Vermont Department of Education instructed schools to interrogate children about what they did over Thanksgiving weekend so they can inform on their families. You see what I'm saying? You got to have your paperwork to do this. They have kids telling on their parents for having Thanksgiving. This is not fake. This is real shit. It's happening. It's going down. Right in front of our faces. This is what I'm telling you. Not occupied America. Does this sound like freedom to you? It reminds me of something we've heard about in history before. Just saying. And now an article here is about a food pantry reaching crisis levels, basically running out of food and trying to distribute 30 times their usual supply last month than what they normally would do. So let me just check it out real quick. Okay. The need for money to stock Collin County food pantries has reached a crisis level. That's according to the head of one such nonprofit. Okay. Basically, it tells you that in November they distributed, had another single day entire rest of the year. They set a record. It's the canary in the coal mine. It says, without more donations, more money, they won't be able to sustain the distribution at the level it will take, and it will take unprecedented generosity in 2021 to sustain that. The food pantries are desperately hoping lawmakers in Washington will approve another CARES Act that will send more financial assistance to keep filling the shelves. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, I made a video. It's called The 5 Stages of Collapse. Go check it out. One of those stages, going into one of those crucial stages, is when food pantries or food banks, food lines, when these things start to run out of food to give out to people. That's an article right there pointing it out. Go check the video out, because that is a bad stage to be going into. Okay, that's a stage of kids ratting on their parents and people doing things. When you're starving, you'll do horrible, horrible things. And that's the stage where people will be starving and they will be willing to turn in family members for gathering for Thanksgiving in order so that they can eat. And they will get the vaccine so they can eat. Right? So, I mean, this is real and it's going on. We're moving into almost a Nazi type of situation here. And we have to be careful and get ready for this. Definitely going to want to have some food on hand for this. And prepare accordingly. America's hidden depression. And this is all what I've been talking to you guys about a couple times this week already. The American dollar, basically. But whoever becomes president, because as of right now you have the media saying someone is president, and you have a large portion of other people saying that the other guy is still going to get it. So there has been no official call, and we'll see what happens. We don't have much time left, so we have to figure that out. But there's a recovery happening, but it's helping some people immensely and others not at all. And it's that second part that poses a massive risk to anybody who becomes president, whoever they name president. This is two big reasons. Big business investors, number one, big business investors and wealthy are thriving, but restaurants and bar employees, hotel and airline staff, and other service workers are in a pretty hopeless situation right now. A depression is an apt description of what they are facing, especially folks in rural and middle America who have kids. 700,000 Americans have been filing unemployment insurance claims every week for 37 weeks, 9 months. Plus, 20 million people are still on the pre-pandemic unemployment rolls. That is unheard of and incredibly bad. That's what we talk about almost every night, warning you guys about this, where mainstream media is not saying they would have you believe we are in a great, great recovery. Number two, as we've been telling you, government statistics, because of the way they've always been reported, understate lots of red flags. Yeah, that's called lying. They lie to us. The official unemployment rate has been dropping, but that's because it never really counted the gig economy. Its data collection abilities have been crimped by the sickness. Lots of people are falling out of the labor force, not working and not looking. What's next? 13.4 million people are on pandemic unemployment programs that expire at the end of the year, which is 27 days from now. So for all the people on these programs that expire 27 days from now, You have all this homelessness all over the place. Just go look at California, the tent cities. I'm sure you've seen it. It's only going to get worse. So regardless of what they're telling you, how great the stock market is, how great Tesla's doing, even how great Bitcoin and all this nonsense is doing, the real economy is in perilous trouble. Get your shit together. Get your food, get your water, your security. It's happening right now. And get ready to become part of this Nazi-occupied fight for America. Are you going to take the vaccine and be with the Nazis, or are you going to fight for your freedom? Are you going to stand up and say, fuck your $1,500, fuck your vaccine? I don't know what's in your vaccine. Your Pfizer people are telling you the vaccine, we don't even know if it stops the transmission. Why on earth would I take it? Just saying. That's like a logical thinking question that I'd like for you to pose to you. Tell me, why would you take it? The people who make it don't even know if it stops the transmission. What is the purpose of a vaccine if not to stop the transmission? Just saying. I'm out of here, guys. Let me get a thumbs up. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Get ready for it. Go out, do the things we talk about. Build skills on top of other things as well. Get tools, food, all that, but don't forget, get some shovels, some rakes, you might have to live off the land for a minute here. But don't be scared, get prepared. Let me get the thumbs up, please. Subscribe. Appreciate you guys for checking me out. All the people that check me out regularly. There is a handful of you guys that watch religiously, and I really, really, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys Monday. Have a good weekend.